Hey guys, it's Sam, and today I'm doing the Would You Rather Booktube Edition version 2.0. The original Would You Rather Booktube Edition was created by Ray K Books. I actually did that tag earlier this year, but Sabrina of Stay Cucino recently created some new questions and made this 2.0 version. I really adore her. Her video is posted down below. She did it with Terabyte, and it's hilarious, and I love it. And I love these new questions. The original questions were great. These are great as well. I'm very excited to get into this, so let's get going. Question number 1 is, would you rather do only review videos or only tag videos? I would probably rather do review videos. Actually, I would rather only do book chats. I prefer discussion videos. I know that's not one of my selections, but those are my favorite kinds of videos to do. Book chats, book discussions, that kind of thing, on like general topics, like the book chats that I typically do. So I would rather do that because then I can talk about books that I both like and dislike and talk about multiple of them in the same video without just doing a tag video, because I feel like most tag videos are only about your favorite books, and most tags have the same kinds of questions repeated over and over. So I wouldn't want to just do tags because I think they would get really repetitive, but doing a book discussion where I can talk about things I like and things I don't like in books in general, I like that. Because then I can talk about a ton of books and not just one specific book per video, or not just the same set of books, but a ton of books in a ton of different ways. So I cheated. Question number 2 is, would you rather always see the film first or never see the film version of books? I would rather see the film first. I actually do that a lot. You guys are probably like, I hate you. I don't always need to read the book first for stuff. A lot of times actually I will see a movie and then not know it's a book and then want to read the book after. Never Let Me Go is a good example. I've seen that film multiple times, one of my favorite movies, and I've never read the book. I plan on it at some point. The Time Traveler's Wife I saw way before knowing it was even a book. I read the book since, and I love that book, so that's kind of okay. I just tend to see the movies first. So I'm not a person that, like, if I see a movie's coming out that's based on a book, I don't necessarily need to run out and grab that book and read it. Like, yeah, I'd rather not. But it's really cool when I read the books first, and then I hear the movie's coming out and I can anticipate the movie and all that. Like, that's awesome, but like, it's okay if it doesn't happen that way. Question number 3 is, would you rather have a list of every book you've ever read, like Goodreads from birth, or still have the physical copy of your first favorite book? I would rather have a list. I know there's a ton of books that I read when I was younger, like middle school and like the very end of grade school, that I know I read them and I think about them sometimes, but I can't remember what they were. It would be really nice to know the amount of books that I've read in my entire life. Like, I just don't know. Because I know I used to read a ton when I was younger, but you didn't have a way to really document that unless you had like a reading journal that you wrote stuff down. I am not that organized. Goodreads is amazing for me because I can just click it and it's added and it's easy, but I would lose a journal or something like that. So I would love to have the list. That would be really cool. Question number 4 is, would you rather have an active in-person book club of non-booktubers or have lunch with your best booktube buddy once a year? So I'm actually going to change this because I've been thinking about this question basically since I saw Sabrina and Tara's video. I would change it to, I want to have the same amount of time with booktube buddies, having like a lunch, having like our own booktube club once a year, then have a non-booktuber book club like once a month. So like, add up the once a month, say that's like 12 hours for the whole year, right? I want 12 hours hanging out with like a booktube club, because I couldn't just choose one person from booktube that I want to hang out with once a year. Like, I want to hang out with a lot of people. I want like a booktube weekend. I guess it'd be like a booktube day technically, but like, I would rather do that once a year, have like maybe let's say one whole day once a year with all my booktube friends, than have a book club once a month with non-booktube people. Yeah, I would really, really appreciate that. Question number 5 is, would you rather have the time to read everything you want to read or the money to buy everything you want to read? So that one's really hard, kind of. I would rather have the time, I think, because recently with grad school, I've had like no time to read. When I do have time to read, I either don't want to read because I'm in a reading slump right now as I'm filming this, or I just feel like I shouldn't be reading because I should be working on grad school stuff or doing something for work or whatever. So I would love right now to have the time to read. But typically speaking, like before grad school started, I'd rather have the money to buy everything I wanted to read. So question number 7, I'm going to kind of do the way that Tara and Sabrina did it in their video. So the first part of the question is, what is your favorite fictional superpower? So for me, it is definitely electricity, electrical powers, electrical abilities. I love them so much. I actually did like an RPG where I had an electrical superhero character and freaking loved her. And I love games like Infamous, even though Infamous has a really shitty storyline. I just don't like the first game, just side note. But I love the electrical abilities. I just think they're amazing. So electrical abilities are my favorite kind of superpower. And then favorite fictional technology. This one's harder. I just want to say like steampunk technology in general is my favorite, but I can't think of like one specific thing. They thought of one specific thing, and I can't really think of anything. So then question number 7 is, would you rather have your favorite fictional superpower or your favorite fictional technology? So that one's really easy. I would rather have electrical abilities. My dream. It's something cool. I don't know what I do with it. You guys are probably like, what would you do with that? I don't know. Probably be like a supervillain. But I just want them. They're like my favorite. Oh, I can just picture it. It's so great. I would definitely pick superpowers. I just want superpowers. Like, who doesn't? Question number 8 is, would you rather read an amazing story with a meh ending or a meh story with a spectacular ending? I'm really torn on this. When I first heard the question, I was like, oh, I'd rather read a spectacular story because you spend most of your time with like the whole story and then the ending is just, you know, like a small portion. But then Tara and Sabrina started talking about it and it's like a spectacular ending can make up for a really blah story. So I'm very torn on this one, but I think I'm gonna go with what they said and say meh story with a spectacular ending, because an ending can really turn everything around. But that's like for a standalone. Like, I don't want to go through an entire meh series for an amazing finale, like last 50 pages of the last book. Like, no, I'm not about that life. But like one book that has kinda okay story and then has like an awesome, amazing ending, I'm okay with that. Question number 9 is, would you rather not be able to read in a moving vehicle or not be able to read lying down? I would rather not be able to read in a moving vehicle because I very rarely read in a moving vehicle. I listen to like audiobooks and stuff. I'm typically driving whenever I'm going anywhere, so I don't really read in a car or train or anything like that. I don't take trains, you know. I read kind of in planes, but I don't fly very often, so yes, I'd rather be able to read lying down because I read in bed all the time or on the sofa like all the time, so that is what I want to keep because I'm not in moving vehicles enough for that to matter. Question number 10 is, would you rather reread your favorite book or series with fresh eyes like the first time, or be able to unread your biggest disappointment? I would rather reread my favorite books with fresh eyes. I would love to reread The Night Circus with like completely fresh eyes. I'm re-listening to it right now in audiobook and I'm loving it, but I would love to go into it not knowing anything. I would love to reread the Krishna trilogy with fresh eyes, although I think it's going to be even better on a reread. I would love to reread Shatter Me with fresh eyes, although not the first book. Oh, the first book. But yeah, I would love to go back in with fresh eyes. It'd be so cool. Like, I just am envious when I have people tell me that they're reading some of my favorite books because I'm like, oh, I want to be in your shoes again. Like, I just loved that first experience with it. So yeah, definitely be able to like erase my memory and reread it and have that amazing experience over again. And this last one is a bonus question. Would you rather go to Hogwarts or live in Middle-earth? That's a hard one. That was the one I think I thought of the most when I was watching their video, because they were making the point of Hogwarts has like magic with modern technology. But I don't know. Hogwarts, I would love it, but I don't really want to go back and be like a student, and would I necessarily go as a witch? Maybe, I don't know, like what's the situation, and yeah, Wizarding World. But I think because my first love is really Middle-earth, and that whole like how that looks and everything, I think I want to go to Middle-earth, but I have specific requirements. I have to be an elf living in Rivendell. I accept nothing less. I will not be a human running around the plains with like crazy orcs, bandits coming and killing you, or like giant spiders in forests, or no. Rivendell, where it's nice and safe, basically everyone's immortal, you have magical abilities, and I'm pretty convinced that the elves had some kind of modern plumbing, because that was one of the things that Sabrina and Tara talked about Hogwarts, like, you have modern plumbing. I'm pretty sure the elves would have modern plumbing, of some kind of like magical plumbing system. So it'd be fine, because elves are very, very clean people. I'm okay with it. So that's my requirements. I want to live in Rivendell as an elf. Be amazing. Be so amazing. Alright guys, so that is it for the Would You Rather Booktube Edition 2.0. I really enjoyed these questions, so I'm going to tag a few people, and I'm actually going to go outside of my usual tagging of people. I was watching some of my tag videos and seeing, like, I tag a lot of the same people over and over, because that's just who pops into my head the easiest. So I'm going to go through and tag some people that I don't usually tag for videos, because I think you should definitely do these questions. I'm going to tag Max from Well Done Books. I'm going to tag The Book Fox. I'm going to tag Pip from Pippity Bop, Tea Leaves and Bookbindings, and Victoria Shaz, however you say your name. And I also tag anybody who wants to do this tag. These tags are just a lot of fun. I really enjoy them. I enjoy watching them. I think they're a good time. So, thank you all for watching, and I will see all of you guys soon. Bye!